In today's video we are taking a look at and recapping Abigail, a film released in 2024. Abigail, a gifted young ballet dancer, is kidnapped after rehearsal one night and taken to the sprawling, isolated Wilhelm Manor. The abduction is carried out by 6 highly skilled but morally compromised criminals, each with their own pasts and vices. They were recruited by Lambert, a shadowy middleman who informs them that they must guard Abigail for a full 24 hours. Once that time has elapsed, each will receive $7 million, part of a $50 million ransom that Abigail's wealthy father has supposedly agreed to pay. The criminals operate under aliases to shield their true identities. There's Joey, a former army medic and recovering addict trying to stay clean for the sake of her young son. Frank, once a decorated NYPD detective, now disgraced and embittered. Sammy, a cocky hacker addicted to risk and chaos. Rickles, a disciplined Marine sniper whose professionalism hides simmering paranoia. Peter, a dim-witted but loyal mob enforcer. And finally Dean, the reckless, sociopathic driver whose temper masks his cowardice. As the night begins, unease seeps through the group. Joey, horrified to discover their hostage is only a child, privately considers abandoning the plan altogether. Her maternal instincts are stirred when she is assigned to keep watch over Abigail. To her surprise, Abigail seems oddly calm and collected. Joey gently promises the girl she'll keep her safe, but Abigail unsettles her by saying that her father does not care about her and will never pay the ransom. With chilling composure, she adds an apology for what is going to happen to Joey. When Frank presses Abigail for answers, his interrogation turns violent. The truth emerges: Abigail's father is Christoph Laser, a legendary crime lord whispered about like a phantom in the underworld. His reputation for cruelty and vengeance leaves the criminals shaken. Soon after, Dean wanders into the manor's basement, only to be attacked by something swift and unseen. His mutilated corpse is later discovered by Sammy, who is horrified to see Dean's head missing. The group panics, suspecting that Laser's infamous enforcer, the butcher-like Valdez, has infiltrated the house. Their fear deepens when the manor's security system suddenly seals every exit, trapping them inside. While searching for escape, Rickles is brutally slain, his body left as a grotesque warning. Desperate, the survivors confront Abigail for the truth. She drops her mask of innocence and reveals her true nature. She is no helpless child, but a vampire of immense age and power. In fact, she herself was the dreaded Valdez. When Frank shoots her in the head, she simply rises, the wound knitting shut as if it never existed. The criminals scramble for folkloric weapons, garlic, crucifixes, wooden stakes, but Abigail shrugs them off with contemptuous ease. Her inhuman speed and strength allow her to toy with them, and she sinks her teeth into Sammy before Joey manages to tranquilize her. They lock Abigail inside an iron cage, their fear mounting. When she awakens, Abigail coolly explains that Lambert's plan was never about ransom. She had orchestrated everything herself, using Lambert as a pawn to lure her captors. She already knew their true identities and intended to slaughter them for past betrayals against her father. Joey pieces together the bleak truth: Abigail has been murdering her father's enemies for centuries, desperately seeking his approval, but Laser's love remains out of reach. Abigail bursts free, maiming Frank until Joey cleverly exposes her to sunlight through a cracked window. Abigail's flesh ignites, her hand bursting into flame. With daylight hours dwindling, the survivors split up in a frantic search for escape. But Sammy, already turned by Abigail's bite, becomes her thrall. He tears Peter apart before turning on Frank and Joey, forcing them into a desperate fight. Only by using reflected sunlight are they able to destroy Sammy. Lambert then draws Frank and Joey into a hidden surveillance room. He reveals his own dark secret: Abigail turned him into a vampire 2 years earlier as punishment for betraying her father. He tempts Frank with the promise of power, and Frank shockingly agrees to be turned, claiming he wants to help defeat Laser and Abigail. But once transformed, Frank betrays Lambert, ripping him apart for orchestrating the entire trap. Now drunk on his newfound strength, Frank confronts Abigail. Their battle is brutal, but Frank overpowers her, drinking her blood until she is weakened for the first time. Joey, battered and cornered, records a final message to her son, apologizing for the years she spent absent from his life. Frank reveals his intention: to enslave Joey as his vampire thrall, forcing her to hunt Abigail at his command. Yet Frank's lack of experience means the transformation fails. Instead, Joey seizes the moment, joining forces with Abigail to turn on him. Together they destroy Frank in a bloody, savage clash. Exhausted, Abigail urges Joey to leave while she still can, telling her that her son needs her. Just as Joey prepares to escape, Christoph Laser himself arrives. Cold and domineering, he chastises Abigail for weakness and failure. But Abigail finally defies him, standing up for Joey, the only person who showed her genuine care. Although Laser seethes with anger, he grudgingly spares Joey's life, allowing her to stagger out of Wilhelm Manor broken but alive. And that's the full story of Abigail. If you enjoyed this recap, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more breakdowns and recaps just like this one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.